What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Easter egg guide here on the channel. Now, today we're going to be going over one of the best Easter eggs, endings, at least in my opinion. This is definitely one of my favorites. This is Mule. Now, we're going to be going over this in Black Ops 3 Chronicles because you cannot do this solo, and this is a solo guide series. And, you cannot do the Mule Easter egg solo in Black Ops 1, but you can do it in Black Ops 3. So, I just want to say thank you for the support on this series so far. And without further ado, let's go and hop into the guide for this channel. For Moon. Oh boy. You don't really need to set up in Black Ops 3, so I'm just gonna say equip whatever gobblegums you think you need, and I don't recommend in plain sight and anywhere but here for at least 2 of them, but that's pretty much it. As soon as you spawn in, you have a guaranteed chance as a solo player to be Richtofen. You have to have Richtofen in your game at least, so I recommend you stay down here for as long as possible, and if you get Jug, you can stay down here until you get enough points to get Jug, which I recommend you do. If you get Speed Cola, just get as many points as you can, and as soon as the dogs start spawning, get on the telepad and teleport to the moon. Put on your mask, and then you're going to have to stay there for a little bit. Get Quick Revive, and also get the RK5. You're going to want to stay here until the end of round 3. At the end of round 3, save 1 zombie, and also then go ahead and head down to the power switch through tunnel 6, switch the power, and then head back to spawn. Whenever you go back to spawn, you'll see these 4 TV screens now blinking different colors. The pattern is always the same. It's always red, green, blue, yellow. So just keep that in mind. After it flashes all the colors, it'll then flash 1 color on all the screens. After it does that, you'll then have to go click that color on the TV screen when the color's not showing. If you get it wrong, it'll blink red and say, but you can retry on the same round. You'll just have to reset. Now, I think the code is relatively simple. I think it's only a few digits, so just continue to put in the code. It will get progressively longer, but as long as you stay out of bounds, and also since it's round 3 and the last zombie will not run, kill the spaceman if you have to, and as long as you're able to do this, the screen will flash green and say passcode accepted. After you do this, it's now to move on to the next step. For the next step, we're going to have to head into the laboratory area. Make sure you have at least all of the laboratory rooms opened up, and then you're going to have to try and find the hacker. The hacker can spawn in these locations. The first one is right here on this little thing right here. The next one's on this shelf right across from it. The next one's up these stairs here on this little wall-like thing. And the next one's on this little also thing on the wall right beside this table. The next one's upstairs on this weird pipe thing. And the next one's right across from it on this laboratory shelf plant thing right here. The hacker will always spawn on these yellow pieces of paper, and it'll look like a little square box. You're going to have to trade your spacesuit for this, but but as long as you don't bust the windows, you'll actually have oxygen in here, and the powers also has to be turned on. But after you do this, go up to this little red panel and hack it. You will have to have a certain amount of points, but as soon as you hack it, make sure you have at least a crawling zombie or at least 2 zombies saved, because you don't want to have both of them running. Hack it, and then run over to these some of these panels. There's a grand total of, I believe, 7 panels. The first 3 are down in the first layer up the stairs. There's only 1 in the second layer, and in the final laboratory area with a giant table in the middle, there's 3. So Joe hack all of these. I think there's around 4 or 5. I'm not too sure. I think it's 4 or 5, but go hack all the ones that are flashing green. It'll take a little bit of time, but make sure you stay away from the zombies and just hack all of these. I recommend you start in the first layer and then make your way up the stairs into the 3rd layer. After you do this, it should say passcode accepted. You have quite a bit of time to do this. It is timed, however. But if you fail, you'll just have to hack the button again and retry it. But after you do this, click all 4 of the buttons on the wall very quickly. All of them should now be flashing multiple colors, and this means you have completed that step. The next part's a little bit funky because we have 2 next sections of the Easter egg we have to complete. We have what I like to call the wave gun step and the Gersh device space rod step. Both of these steps are necessary, but as soon as you get excavator pi to land on tunnel 6, it is a 1/3 chance, but as soon as you get that, let the excavator crush tunnel 6. It will make you not be able to breathe in there, but that's okay. For now, we're going to let that be. But now we need 2 things out of the box. Gersh devices, these little space grenades, and the wave gun. They're both pretty rare, but we're going to have to hit the box a lot. Now, if you get QEDs, you're going to have to trade them out for now. But the wave gun, do not trade this out. The wave gun's pretty important. Now, determine on which step of the Easter you want to do for right now, which these all can be done at any point in the game. I'm going to go for the wave gun part first. Now, for the wave gun part, you're going to have to go where Tunnel 6 was just destroyed and find this little ball. Then you're going to need to shoot it or melee or just use any attack to hit it, and then it'll bounce around. Follow this little ball. Whenever it lands also, it'll just stop in motion right here. Just continue to shoot it whenever it stops in motion. It'll always be in the same spot. It'll then go in here. You might have to open doors for it as well. It'll then go over here, and then you just gotta shoot it right there. You gotta open the door, and as soon as you go outside the map, like where we did the first step, it'll go into this little radio tower. When you get the space gun, shoot the space tower. The ball should then fly out. The ball will then land right here, open the door for it, it'll then go through tunnel 11. Continue to shoot the ball, it might have to be open the door a few times, and in my opinion, this is probably like the hardest part to find it. It'll fly in here, and then it'll go in this corner right here. It's pretty dark, so you might not be able to see it, but shoot it right there. It'll then go in here, shoot it in the stamina up room, it'll then go through here into the main power room, and bounce straight into the MPD. Like little chamber thing. It'll slot right in that hole. So just make sure the ball gets in the hole, and that will be that step completed. Now we're going to go over the Gersh and Goldenrod step. Go to Area 51, throw a grenade outside of the map at that little grenade spot. Some panels should fall out, and throw a Gersh device over there. The portal should then suck the panels into it and then appear right on the telepad. With the panels now on the telepad, teleport back to Earth. When you teleport back to Earth, the panels will pop right beside Quick Revive. Now you need to get the QEDs. The QEDs are also from the mystery box. So just trade your Gersh devices out for the QEDs, and then once you do that, throw them at the Quick Revive machine right beside it, and then they should instantly teleport into this little machine over here. With this machine, we now need like a little pipe/wire part. Now, lucky enough for you, I have the locations for these things. The first one is right in front of the double tap machine against these like things right here. The next one is going to be right up against the table on the floor, right just beside the table right here. The next one's going to be up the stairs and right in front of this door right here. And the next one's going to be through this door and on the table right here. The next one's going to be right beside the location of the hacker behind this shelf right here. And the next one's going to be outside, take a left, and right here in this corner. Once you have this, go insert it in the machine where we just put the panels at. And now you should be able to place the goldenrod into this step, into this little machine right here. And I recommend you get a crawler for this next step. Make sure you have this crawler pretty slow, and now you're just going to have to spam this computer right here. Continue to press the interact button on whatever you play on, and it should just begin to type on the keyboard. You'll know this is working because you'll hear people begin to talking to you, like access denied, Richtofen, and then after a little bit, Maxis will start talking. You just have to continue to run back and forth, interacting with this computer, and after you're done, it'll turn green, say access granted. The goldenrod should now be green. Collect that goldenrod, and you're going to need to head back into the APD room. Now you're going to need to fill up this test tube that spawned when you put the ball into the hole. This simply takes a few souls. The wave gun can take a bunch of souls at once. So just fill up this first test tube. Once you do this, the screen should now begin to go weird, and you'll know it's done because now you can go ahead and go to this left power switch right here, switch it, and then the pyramid will open up. After you open up the pyramid, you can then realize that all 4 of the test tubes will now be needed souls, even the one you just completed. You will then need to get zombie souls in each and every one of these 4 test tubes, all the way filled up. So it might be a little bit tedious and a little bit hard, but I know you guys can do it. So just fill up all 4 of these test tubes. Once you do this, Samantha Maxis will begin talking. Place the goldenrod into the little panel that's right in front of the ball right here. After this, you can then throw a QED at the little, like, ball/goldenrod thing. After this, you will then switch souls with Samantha, or Richtofen will at least. After this, Richtofen will be awarded Perkaholic, and, which is excellent. After this, you'll hear Samantha Maxis start talking, and Richtofen start talking as well. He's now in control. Now you're going to need to go get a few things. You're going to need Gersh devices back, which is a little bit foolish, but get these things back. Once you get Gersh devices back, throw them right in front of the computer where we did the first step. The ball will go into the device, the portal, basically. After you do this, you're going to need to play the game you played at the beginning, but a little bit trickier. Especially with the zombies now being at a higher round. Now, it's basically just the same thing we did before, but now it's going to be a little bit more hard. Now, first up, you're going to have to, there'll be a few screens shown at the first sequence. I think there's possibly 6 of these things you have to input on the first round. Then after that, the screens will flash green again and input another code. The code will start with 4 now. And now you have to input 7 digits this time. And finally, after you finish that one, the screens will flash green again. And then there will be 5 shown at the first code. And then you have to input 8 of these digits in. After you get this thing right 8 times, the screen will flash green again. If you mess up, you won't have to restart the entire game, just the digit that you're on. So if you failed at 7, you won't have to go back to 6. You'll just have to do 7 again. Now, the code is, I believe, the same thing, even if you mess up. So it's pretty simple. Just the hard part is it starts with way more digits instead of just starting with 1. So after you do this, the rockets will begin to ignite. And ladies and gentlemen, after this, the rockets will begin to fly up and go right toward Earth. Now, I know you've seen this before if you checked out my analysis. The rockets will then blow up the entirety of Earth. And now you've completed the Easter egg. Now, I think the Easter egg may have been completed whenever you transferred souls with Samantha, since you completed Richtofen's scheme, but this is how you officially get the ending. And there's also, like, Tragic Slumber Party. But you know what? Blow up Earth. You can then also go back to Earth and see the Earth all cool and stuff. And now you've completed the Easter egg. Every player will now have Perkaholic, and now you will be overpowered. Congratulations, guys. You have finished Moon. Not a hard Easter egg, but a pretty RNG heavy Easter egg. That's probably the hardest part. Hope you guys were able to complete this, and I hope this guide was useful for you guys. As always, the parts will be in the description below as well. And peace out.